Hello and welcome to the Orbiting Brick. In today's video, I'm going to be sending a aircraft to Eve, which so Eve, yeah, it has a atmosphere, so you think it would be a good place for planes, and besides, like having a aircraft would make it easier to leave Eve because if you can use jet engines, you can save a lot of fuel on because and you need as much delta V as you can get from as light as a craft as possible, because Eve, like returning from Eve, is one of the hardest things you can do in the game, which I actually have done before. Unfortunately, Eve's atmosphere, you can't use jet engines in Eve's atmosphere. It doesn't have any oxygen in its atmosphere. And, I mean, you could use normal engines, except then that just becomes more efficient than going straight up. And so basically, the planes on Eve was completely impractical. I mean, you could try using the stock servos, and I mean, modded parts were always an option, but stock servos weren't that good, and I mean, if you're modding, and modding the game isn't, like, there's something about doing it purely stock. But after the release of the Breaking Ground DLC, which was a few years ago, so I'm extremely late to this, but yeah, it's possible to make propellers now, and you can make a completely electric-powered aircraft, which is what I've done. And so you can see here that I'm already plotting my trajectory towards Eve. And this will be a simple uncrewed test aircraft. I do want, like, something I wanted to do for a while is make a reusable Eve lander that, yeah. Because I think, yeah, using propellers, I think I could do it. Also, if you're noticing that the audio is better than usual, that's because I have a new microphone. It's from Heyday. It's this desktop microphone. And hopefully the audio is better now. Enough of that. So I'm now correcting our trajectory towards Eve. And then I'm gonna have that lower stage serve as a relay and orbit around Eve. And we're doing a burn here. And I'm just doing some manual adjustments. And so I'm now plotting the orbital insertion burn. Time warping. Cleaning on from that reusable Eve lander, I want to, something I want to do in Kerbal Space Program is to create a surface base on Eve and have a permanent Kerbal presence on Eve. Just because, it's the hardest challenge in the game. So I thought, why not attempt it more times than necessary? I've already completed all the Eve contracts. I should stop talking about future plans because we've detached the lander and its the plane and its maneuvering stage. So I'm just inserting into a more circular orbit, and I accidentally deorbited there. And so I want to land over land. rather than land. Because well, so I definitely want to land on the daylight side of Eve because this is a solar-powered aircraft. So we've deorbited, and I've deployed the inflatable heat shield, which is very important to this craft working because Eve's atmosphere will destroy you if you don't have decent heat shielding. And so we can deploy some parachutes. And we're slowly descending. And so I have those main parachutes deploy at 5 kilometers because that's the highest altitude I can set them at. And honestly, I probably could have done with less parachutes. But we've detached the heat shield and I've started the propeller and nearly crashed into the heat shield. And now we're flying. So you can see we have some science experiments up at the front, some batteries, a nose cone, and a bunch of reaction wheels to counteract the torque from the propeller. And I originally intended to have this thing fly on Duna. Well, it's getting near the end of the video, so I want to overget land. So I want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And goodbye.